All right. Erase Saturday's loss. It's time for the Big 12 tournament. This is March, and this is Locked On Baylor.
You are Locked On Baylor, your daily podcast on the Baylor Bears, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Locked On Baylor. Drake Toll alongside Brandon McKinnon. I know what I told you yesterday, that I'd be in Cabo San Lucas, and I am. This is just a show from my bedroom.
It's strange that your Cabo Airbnb hotel room, you brought down all your merch with you.
Every single
really,
thing.
You're so committed to the pod.
Every single thing. So I'm listening to this podcast on the beach side, and all my fraternity brothers are probably very like, why, Drake, why are you listening to your own voice from a speaker? Because I do show reviews to make sure these shows can be better for you, the listener. Welcome to March. John Rothstein, who blocked you on Twitter. This is March, and it's Baylor in the Big 12 tournament. Let's break this thing down a little bit. Brandon is from our Daily Bears, but I don't even know if I introduced Brandon, but he's from our Daily Bears.
It's okay.
Brandon, this tournament matters for every single marble that doesn't matter whatsoever to Baylor. You could make the case that Baylor should win on Thursday against Iowa State and put themselves squarely on the one line, be a one line, the two line, be a 2 seed in March Madness. Mm-hmm. But number one, they've lost by Iowa State to a combined 30 points this season. Numero dos, I don't care. I don't care. If Baylor loses in the Big 12 tournament, I think it's the greatest thing in the world. Get me in, get me out. Let's go home.
Yeah, I agree, man. So we went from sad Monday to happy and optimistic Tuesday. So we're here. We're very excited.
With similar lighting, I'm realizing yesterday's show.
Yeah, for, again, why you need to watch on YouTube. Dude, so I also kind of don't care. I mean, I don't
care at all. Like, why don't I care? Am I broken? Am I a broken person?
Well, I don't even know if we lose to Iowa State in the first round, if that knocks us off the 2 line necessarily.
It's a pretty good Iowa State team.
Yeah, I mean, so I have some of the numbers up here, and I think we were so shell-shocked and sad when we did Monday's show that we didn't dive into some of the impressive stuff that Iowa State's done. So if I'm looking at conference-only stats on Ken Pom, Iowa State is far and away the top defensive team. They force the most turnovers, they offensive rebound, or they give up the fewest offensive rebounds. They have the highest steal percentage, second highest block percentage. I mean, they're a really, really good defensive team, which makes me feel a little bit better about what happened on Saturday. But all in all, I agree with you. I don't know how much this matters. I guess you can make the argument that we need to win one game to feel like we're for sure a 2 seed. But at the end of the day, like, if you're not a 1, the seeding to me doesn't really it's not like that big of a deal. Like, if you're saying, would you rather be the lowest 2 seed in theoretically then the toughest quadrant or region, or would you rather be the highest 3 seed in theoretically the easiest region? I probably say it doesn't matter. So that ultimately makes me feel like the outcome of this game doesn't matter, but I still, there's still lots to talk about, because I think it can, even if the result doesn't matter, I think we need to see different things on the court than we saw Saturday. Would you agree?
I would agree, Brandon, that we do need to see different things from the 35% shooting percentage that Baylor displayed, or the 12 rebound differential. Again,
if you said we needed to see the same thing, I would have had you tested for a substance that may be consumed in Cabo.
Hepatitis. Yeah. To break it, just to recap again, Saturday's game, Jalen Bridges goes 1 for 9. Flo Thamba has 1 point and 2 rebounds. He's back.
Why are you dragging me back through this, bro?
Baylor shoots 56% of the free throw line, missing 8 of them.
Flagler was 1 for 5, dude. At one point, he missed 3 straight free throws. I've never seen that.
Unbelievable. The Bears also out-rebounded again, 36-24. They had 24 rebounds the entire men's basketball game. Points to the paint, 36-14. That's 40 minutes they played. They should have played like, do you ever see the meme where the guy shoots the horse, where it's like the horse is just blindfolded and it's just ready. It's time.
Yeah, that was like halftime.
Baylor is a point where it's like 10 minutes to go. It's like, all right, we're good. It's all good. We can call it. We're good. We're good. Iowa State.
Scott should have put Jordan Turner and Zach Loveday in at that point.
Yeah.
10 minutes left.
Give Jordan Turner like 10 minutes. Just like the middle school coach makes a point, puts the worst kid in the game, looks at the starters like, you did this. You did this.
The kid's so excited. Parents are cheering. Meanwhile, the coach is just not watching. And the parents realize in real time what's going on.
It's just a life lesson for everyone else. The fact your son being on the floor is just to punish others.
Yeah.
Including the viewer usually. The Baylor Bears according to shot quality. So I did a little value tracker here, and we're going to go into more than the Iowa State game. We're going to start at least with this matchup coming up Thursday. The shot quality tracker as Baylor, if they played in Ames, which they have done before, by the way, Baylor is projected to win 69 to 64. A 5-point road victory according to shot quality. Now, these are two teams out of the Big 12 with now, I don't want to say with double-digit losses, but they will by the end of the tournament. I mean, it's Iowa State team 18-12. Baylor 22-9 will go into March Madness with double-digit losses. How many national championship teams have had that? Can't be too many. So that's a little scary. Although whatever they play in the Big 12. Though I am surprised that right now Baylor has Iowa State by 5 points according to shot quality that I keep up with a lot. But the offensive stats for the Bears, they're number 2 in shot quality and shot making, number 10 in adjusted shot quality offensively. Their free throw rate, they're 40th in the country, which is still really good. And then defensively, their adjusted shot quality is 10th. They're 91 at the rim and 3 rate. They're 46 at shot selection and forcing bad shots. They're grading really well despite Saturday's loss. You're just not seeing it consistently on the court.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything that you're articulating and things that shot quality is picking up are part of the 20 wins we've had, right? It's like, because when this team is clicking on all cylinders, it's like, the ceiling is a national championship. But then you see games like both Iowa State games, both Kansas State games, the Virginia game, if we're even going back to non-conference, obviously the Marquette game, if you go back to non-conference, which now that loss looks a little bit less bad, Marquette's the top 10, whatever, to where you see it really is like a Jekyll and Hyde with this nuts, and you just hope that you see the ceiling or something close to through madness, which matters more than, like we've said, the Big 12 tournament. But the potential is there, the talent's there. It's just, are we going to put it together?
The age-old question, because so far, Brandon, I don't know if you've been watching, the answer is no. This team has not put it together a little bit.
Yeah, because even in some of the wins, it's like, I mean, we've talked about this time and time again, but stretches of just stagnant offense, stretches of mind-scratching defense or head-scratching defense, stretches of passes.
If you're doing some mind-scratching, we got problems.
Just really, really deep in there.
Some medical issues going on there.
Stretches. Is that a lobotomy? Sorry. Stretches of throwing basketballs off of the back of your teammate in transition, like just really frustrating times of basketball. And then it's like something happens. It's not even necessarily a timeout or a game-changing play. It's just like one trip down the floor, they're then just flamethrowers again, and getting stops, all the positive defensive metrics you said. It's like, I want to know what makes them tick. I really do.
Brandon, there was a moment in Saturday's game where Flo Thamba and it was Jonathan Chama and Caleb Lohner on a fast break, which fast break stands for breaking fast. You're really trying to quickly get down the floor. And
your plans fall apart quickly, break. But yes, go ahead.
Or Jonathan Chama throws the ball off Caleb Lohner's back because he wasn't looking for the ball, which Twitter responded to by saying, hey, this one's on John. He's got to know who he's throwing the ball to, which is just the most backhanded, like, hey, this is John's fault because you can't throw it to a bad player. It's like, whoa, Twitter was ruthless this weekend. So much so, they turned off the replies.
Yeah, it also kind of goes back to our Caleb Lohner golden retriever comparison of like, you're playing fetch with your dog and they're so excited and they run before you throw the ball to them. And then by the time you throw it to them, it like hits them in their back leg and they're like, oh, I
get it. It's just out of bounds.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got the ball. That's been out of bounds for a while. Speaking of out of bounds, Brandon, one thing that's not out of bounds is FanDuel. And it's not out of bounds for you to go to FanDuel right now, today, on this very day and bet on things that exist. There's all kinds of sports. Do you want to bet? Do you want to bet on whether or not I sat in a bush during my senior pictures? Do you? Do you? Because boom, the answer is yes. So right now you go to FanDuel and you say yes. He did sit in a bush during his senior pictures, and you could win real life money. You have a no sweat first bet. You put $1,000 on something. Put $1,000 on Baylor to beat Iowa State on Thursday. Probably not going to happen, but still put $1,000. And if it doesn't happen, you get bonus bets. You get the whole $1,000 back in bonus bets. You download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's safe. It's secure. It's super easy to use. You can bet on everything from money lines to point scores to three-pointers drained from your favorite leagues like the NBA and the XFL. No sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you go to FanDuel.com/locked-on. FanDuel.com/locked-on. Make every moment more with FanDuel. It is the official sports betting partner of the National Basketball Association. All right, Brandon, did you see the Alec Murdaugh thing?
Oh, yeah. He's guilty, right?
He's guilty. He killed his family. You can't do that.
Where did that come from?
You can't do that, Brandon.
Yeah, no, you can't. I agree. Do you have a parallel that you're going to draw here?
No. Here's the Big 12 tournament bracket. If you're listening on the podcast.
Did you just bring up the Murdaugh thing so that you could have time to share your screen?
Yeah, a little bit. But I am sharing my screen.
What a
now.
Transition. That's good.
I am sharing my screen. It worked.
Yeah.
Brandon, I want you to see here that little quadrant says Baylor, Iowa State, Game 3, 11 a.m. Central Time on Thursday, March 9th. Did you know the last time Baylor played roughly 11 a.m. game against Iowa State, things didn't go all that well?
Dude, so it's really hard to beat a team twice, which Iowa State has done. So
by 30 combined.
Yeah, yes. But if you then draw an extrapolate, well, we lost by what, 29 the first time in Ames, and then just by 1 at home, right? Or no?
No. Sadly, it was the exact same deficit both times.
Oh, 15. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's say then it's really, really hard, two reallys, to beat a team 3 times, thrice, if you will, for some of our linguists out there.
Is that Kevin Gates? Really, really?
Yes, this is really, really. Yeah, it's Kevin.
You were in college during that, probably.
Yeah, I was. Class of 2017. The other banger that came out when I was in college, I don't know if you remember this, Gas Pedal. That was my freshman year.
Slow down, grab the wall.
Grab the wall, wiggle like you, and I make up, fall out. Yes. Wow, that would actually be a good offseason pod. We just go year by year through our time in college and compare which rap songs were hot while we were there. That would
Mine's the if you want to run away with me and my galaxy, and I can take you for a ride.
Yes.
But we also have the whole Kanye thing happened while I was in college.
Oh yeah. See, my Kanye experience in college was he dropped Life of Pablo, so it was just like straight bangers.
That's my favorite Kanye album.
Yes. The other thing that happened when I was in college was wow, this is fun. Was I'm the One came out, like DJ Khaled started all of his Justin Bieber collabs, and like Chance the Rapper's Skyrocket and Quick Fall. So that was consistently on its scruffs all the time.
Dude, number one, we got off the rails a little bit here to music. Number two, Baylor men's basketball is lost by 30 to Iowa State. So that was the perfect preview of Baylor, Iowa State. I enjoyed that so much more than I would have. We talked about how Baylor gets consistently killed to them.
But let's pivot from music again. Again, this can be an offseason pod, but let's say Baylor beats Iowa State at 11:30 on Thursday.
All right, let's say it, Brandon.
Let's just say it, okay? We would play the winner of Kansas versus the winner of Thank You, Drake versus the winner of West Virginia and Tech. So let's pencil in. Who do you think?
Right, let's go through this. Yeah. West Virginia, Texas Tech. This one's a tough one because if Tech wins, I think Baylor. I think the Big 12's got a legitimate case for 9 teams.
For sure. Yeah.
If Tech wins, they could get there.
Mm-hmm. I think West Virginia's in no matter what. So I don't know if that game matters to them.
I do. So I think Tech has a lot to play for here, but Brandon, I still think West Virginia wants to build its resume. I'm going to go West Virginia over Texas Tech on Wednesday. Tomorrow, by the way.
So West Virginia over Tech tomorrow. And then I mean, does Kansas have anything to play for? Like, no, right?
No, but also think about this. Bill Self does like to win in the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah. So you figure Kansas knocks off West Virginia. Say Baylor knocks off Iowa State. Baylor then plays Kansas. That's
Yeah.
actually a really interesting semifinal game. I think both teams want that, but
That's the game where Scott Drew goes up to Bill Self pregame and they both simultaneously say, "Beat me today."
yeah, just
Because
like
they're like,
don't get
"Oh,
hurt.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, can we both forfeit?" And then Texas wins the Big 12 tournament. That's when I look at the odds on FanDuel to win the Big 12 tournament. I think Texas was third best odds. I think Texas is going to win this tournament because they'll be the only team that's like, we're going to win it all.
Yeah.
This feels like a Texas year because that they want to win.
Yeah. I could see Texas. It also feels like a K-State, like as the fourth longest odds, to try and solidify themselves as a 2. Like I think that's a good value bet. I think they were like plus 450 when I saw it. I also, if you just want to have fun and like get wild, Oklahoma did beat Alabama by 1 billion at home, and pretty much their only path to the March Madness is to win it all or to win the entire Big 12 tournament. And they were like 35-1 to win the Big 12 tournament on FanDuel.
I saw it at 40-1.
Oh, really?
Somebody's sportsbook was 40-1. So
Yeah.
I think they were 40-1 and Tech was 40-1. I don't think Tech's going to win it, but Oklahoma. I mean, if Oklahoma wins it, Brandon, so bracket again. Boom.
Yes.
If Oklahoma wins the Big 12 tournament, 10 teams are in. If Texas Tech beats West Virginia and Kansas, they are in they're in March Madness. And if Oklahoma wins the Big 12 tournament, see you later. That's wraps.
Yeah.
10 Big 12 teams. That's the path. It's there. It exists. 10 Big 12 teams get in.
Dude, and we saw that anything can happen. I mean, on Saturday, every underdog won in the Big 12. It was all upsets.
Is that true?
That is true.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah, every underdog won.
Was Texas an underdog?
They were.
Bro.
Wait. Maybe not. Maybe I lied. Every lower ranked team won.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, yeah, every game was a quote, like a AP upset, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The which one? Oh, Oklahoma TCU game where Oklahoma just blasted TCU.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Gave me confidence that OU could come into this tournament hot. But let's go kind of a matchup here.
Okay.
So West Virginia, Texas Tech. I gave the Red Raiders the nod here, or I gave West Virginia the nod here. Actually, who are you going with?
I also feel like Tech needs it more. Like I feel like West Virginia's in. I know you're saying they want to build their resume, maybe try and go to a 10 line instead of the 11 line that they're projected at.
Yeah.
For parity, I'm going to take Tech. I think that Fardwaz Amik is going to be, if I pronounce that name right, I think I did. I'm sure he makes Locked On Baylor his first listen every day. So Fardwaz, I'm sorry if I mispronounce that. I think he's going to give West Virginia issues in the post, and we've seen that West Virginia struggles to score. And I think Tech can really stifle them. Pop Isaacs is a legitimate one at the point guard and a great freshman. So I'm going to take Tech.
All right, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. The Sooners.
Also, what's fun is if you're talking about games and you just name drop more guys than who ever picked against you, most people are like, the guy knows ball. I don't know ball.
You did just like Pop Isaacs. Well, I will name Musa Cisse for Oklahoma State is the reason they're going to beat Oklahoma and the one big hairy guy.
Yeah. Tanner Groves, the guy that need Matthew Meyer in the head.
Yeah.
Also, we maybe need to talk about Matthew Meyer's monster thing.
Where is Tanner Groves?
He's still there. That's the big hairy guy.
No, dude, it's a different hairy guy.
Jacob Groves. Both brothers are still there.
I'm gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
The guy that need Meyer in the head's gone.
Dude, he's still there.
No. This is the Eastern Washington guy.
He's still there.
There's the one that need Matthew Meyer in the head was the UNC guy.
No, Brady Manick didn't. Did he?
Brady Manick was because
Manick was already at UNC at that point.
And need Meyer in the head.
I think you're incorrect.
We're talking about the same knee to the head.
The knee to the head came last year.
Right, against UNC, and that's why he got kicked out of the game. Right?
No. He got kicked out of the game for scrapping with Sohan.
Oklahoma.
Meyer got kneed in the head in Norman by Jacob Groves, the Eastern Washington guy.
So did I just take two separate?
Yes.
I just take two separate opponents physically assaulting Baylor players and just mix them up. Two very hairy opponents.
Yes.
Because I remember, I thought the need of the head was Brady Manick.
No, Brady Manick was that scrap on the box out on the Armando Bacot brick show from the free throw line. And Sohan, just in true European a la football, just flopped and got Manick kicked out. It was electric. I mean, you knew about my love affair with Sohan last year. So
he did flop. Manick should not have been kicked out of the game when Baylor comes back and then loses.
But anyway, okay, so you're taking Oklahoma State over Oklahoma because of Musa Cisse. Is that correct?
Musa Cisse.
I just told you that I'm going to take Oklahoma at 35 or 40 to 1 to win the whole thing, so I'm going to take Oklahoma here.
Kaiser Sose. All right, Baylor, Iowa State. Who you got?
Baylor.
Give me those Cyclones because I want them to win. I want Iowa State to win because I want Baylor to be out of the Big 12 tournament immediately. I want the Bridge to win. I want the Cyclones all the way. Cyclone power. It's the stupidest chant in the Big 12. The Raider power is close. And Orange power is also
Otzelberger's polo. Yes.
Otzelberger's polo.
I do hate that. Raider power.
It's so stupid. Orange power is worse at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Cyclone power is not great. Kansas and the winner of the game that only matters to Texas Tech. Be bold, Brandon McKinnon. Be bold. So you got Kansas and Baylor moving to the Big 12 semifinal. Yes. Texas against Oklahoma for you.
Oklahoma over Texas.
See, I've got Texas over Oklahoma State. So I've got Texas moving to my semifinal. And then Kansas State and TCU. TCU really disappointed me with that game against Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go – I think I'm still going to go with TCU. We're going to need an upset here in my bracket. So I've got Iowa State, Kansas, Texas, and TCU.
I'm going to go with Kansas State. I think they're trying to solidify their case for a 2 seed.
All right, so you've got Kansas State and Oklahoma in the semifinal, which is wild. Yeah. Baylor and Kansas. Who do you got winning the Baylor and Kansas game?
Kansas.
Good. I mean, get us home. Get Baylor home. I would love this scenario. Kansas into the Big 12 championship on your side. I'm also going with Kansas over Iowa State on mine. Kansas into the Big 12 title. Then on the bottom side of the bracket, I have TCU and Texas duking it out. I've got the TCU Horned Frogs in the Big 12 tournament championship. Brandon, you've got Oklahoma and Kansas State. Who's going to win?
Oklahoma. I told you I'm riding them to get 10 bids into the tournament. I'm going to be wrong for this. It doesn't matter. I have them at 40 to 1 to win it, and I'm going to take home a payday. Oklahoma over Kansas State to meet up with Kansas in the Big 12 championship. Oklahoma versus Kansas, and I'm taking the Sooners and all the hairy boys.
That's 10 to win 400.
That's facts.
10 to win 400.
That's facts, and it's going to hit. And Bill Self is going to be so mad. So mad.
So Brandon's going, all of Kansas' team disintegrates on the court. They can't play another game this season. If they're going to lose to Oklahoma, that's what's got to happen. I've got Kansas.
They're going to bring back Perry, or what was his name?
Perry Ellis?
Perry Ellis.
Yeah.
For another year of eligibility.
For his 8th year eligibility.
They're going to get him a COVID year.
Eligibility. My last one here, I am taking the Kansas Jayhawks to beat TCU in the Big 12 title. Kansas wins it. They get bounced in the second round of the tournament because they're tired and hungry. They'll be the number 1 overall seed, and it won't matter. Brandon, any closing thoughts before we go into Big 12 tournament play?
Apply sunscreen out there. I'm rooting for you in Cabo. Rooting for you.
Yeah, the food here is terrible. I mean, it's bad.
I believe that.
I started drinking the water too. Something tastes funky.
I believe that.
This is
best of luck out there, King.
Thank you for making Locked On Baylor your first listen every single day. That's Brandon McKinnon from our Daily Bears.
Oh, one quick plug. I interviewed Maceo Teague last week. It was like 40 minutes. Coming out this week. It's going to be lit. Maceo did some coach impressions and also talked about his life in Germany playing basketball. So it was fun.
Thanks. Everybody go check that out. Our Daily Bears. Brandon McKinnon. Always will be. Locked On Baylor.